the Keeping the Raw podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Click on that bell so that you'll be notified whenever we put up a video. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. The Daniel Jones effect. All right, guys, we got to call this thing the Daniel Jones effect because it's going to have it's going to have an effect on the rest of the quarterbacks on what they get paid. Daniel Jones, who pretty much put up 3,000 plus something yards passing this season, took the Giants to the playoffs, scored a few touchdowns on the ground. I believe he had like 10 touchdowns on the ground. And then also, not only that, he only threw for 15 touchdowns in the air and threw 7 interceptions. And this guy is clamoring for anywhere between 40 to 45 million per season. Now, to me, Daniel Jones is not worth that much. He's a bottom tier quarterback. If I want to say, he's not a middle of the pack type of guy, but I can understand it for the Giants. They like the way he played. Now, the Giants messed up big time because basically the Giants should have just kept him on the 5th-year option. But because he played better this season, now they are in a race against time to figure out what they're going to do, and that's today. Today is the deadline for whether or not they're going to either tag him or Saquon Barkley. And I know you see Jared Goff's picture on here, and you're wondering why Jared Goff is on here, because it's going to have a big effect on Jared Goff as well. Jared Goff for the Detroit Lions, I believe he threw like 27 touchdown passes, and Jared Goff had over 4,000 yards throwing the football. And if the Giants, if they end up paying Daniel Jones anywhere roughly between 40 to 45 million, it is going to set a new bar for the quarterbacks, because you still have Joe Burrow, who's yet to get a new contract. You still got guys like Justin Herbert. And then this is going to affect Jared Goff as well, because Jared Goff had a good season with the Detroit Lions, and he had a better year than what Daniel Jones had with the New York Giants. So the Daniel Jones effect is going to affect everyone. It's even going to affect Saquon Barkley, whether or not the Giants are going to tag him or are they going to come to an agreement with Daniel Jones. And so it's going to affect a lot of people, man. So Daniel Jones, I know his representatives are pretty much there, and they're trying to fight for him to get anywhere between 40 to 45 million. To me, I don't think that he's worth that much. I think he's somewhere roughly around probably the same type of deal that Geno Smith has right now. The same type of deal that Geno got yesterday, like a 3-year deal, 105 million, or something like a Derek Carr deal. But I think more like Geno Smith deal when you think about Daniel Jones. But, you know, who are we to say anything about what this guy's going to get? It's going to be the Giants at the end of the day that is going to definitely, they could ruin their demise, especially if they end up letting the face of their franchise go in Saquon Barkley. Because basically, if Daniel Jones signs his deal, pretty much, well, they won't let him go. He'll be tagged. I should say that. If Daniel Jones gets an agreement today and he signs his deal, then Saquon Barkley will be franchise tagged. If Daniel Jones does not come to agreement with the New York Giants on today, then that means that pretty much Saquon Barkley will hit the open market, because you only can tag one player. So it's either you're either gonna tag Daniel Jones, or you're gonna either tag Saquon Barkley. Now, to me, Saquon Barkley means a lot more to the team, because he is the one that most of the fans are coming to see on Sundays. He's the face of the New York Giants. When you think about the Giants, you think about Saquon Barkley. So you don't think about Daniel Jones, and I'm just keeping it 100. But the Daniel Jones effect is going to affect all the quarterbacks that's after him to get a deal. So if he gets a deal roughly around 40 to 45 million, then that means Jared Goff is going to end up getting a contract over 50 million dollars for the Detroit Lions. So this is going to have an effect on a lot of different quarterbacks. Even Joe Burrow, who played better than Daniel Jones, is going to be getting $50 million, and believe Justin Herbert as well will be getting 50, and all the quarterbacks after that, their contracts are going to be huge contracts. So the Daniel Jones effect is going to affect a lot of different players. But right now, currently, this is what we have on the table. So today, the negotiations are going to take place. If they walk away with the deal for him, and he gets his money and the money that he's been clamoring for, then he's going to definitely set the bar. Because most of the other quarterbacks are going to be complaining, saying if this guy is getting 40 to 45 million, then I want 50 million. I want roughly more than whatever he is getting. I want more. So we got to be mindful of that. But I definitely think this is going to affect Saquon Barkley big time, because it's going to make them make a decision on him, and pretty much he's going to get tagged. And I got to keep it real. I do not like the franchise tag, because the franchise tag just keeps players, especially running backs, man. When you're tagging running backs, man, these guys barely even make any money anyway. You know, they really don't want to pay these guys. They devalue these guys. And normally these guys are getting a boatload of the carries. These guys are getting banged up and stuff like that. And these guys barely make any money, and they don't really want to play these guys. You know, when you're running back and you're carrying a load of the team, and you're carrying it seems like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, then hey man, you know what I'm saying, pay me. You know, I know that Josh Jacobs, he just got franchise tagged. Tony Pollard just got franchise tagged. And now you possibly today, Saquon Barkley will probably end up getting franchise tagged for $10 million. And I want to see what happens, man, because Daniel Jones effect is going to affect everyone. Everyone going forth. So if this man gets paid anywhere between 40 to 45 million, you bet your bottom dollar that Jared Goff is going to end up getting paid $50 million. And the Detroit Lions are going to have to end up paying that, or they're going to have to let Jared Goff walk. You know, it's either you give him that big extension or you let him walk. So we're going to see, man, today what Daniel Jones is going to do and what type of deal is going to be done. I think it's done around 4 p.m. on today, Eastern Standard Time. So I want to see if the Daniel Jones effect is going to affect and send vibrations through the league, because this guy is not worth 40 to 45 million. I say he needs to get a deal like a Geno Smith type of deal, and then they go from there. But the Giants messed up big time by not signing him to the fifth year option, and they declined on it. And now you got to find out what type of deal he's going to get. And now his representatives are trying to get him a boatload of money. And if the Giants decide to give him that type of money, then it's going to set the bar for other quarterbacks to get paid way, way much more money than what Daniel Jones is getting. Guys are going to be asking for 50 up. I know pretty much right now Aaron Rodgers is getting about 50 million, but we know that's Aaron Rodgers. You know, right? You know, so you telling me that this guy's going to be up there with Patrick Mahomes, getting the same type of money Patrick Mahomes is getting? You know, to me, it's kind of getting out of hand with the quarterback position. When you look at it, the quarterbacks are getting paid so much money, man. You know, so much money. And then mostly everybody else on the team got to restructure their deals because the quarterback takes up majority of the salary. You know, I understand how important having a quarterback on your team is, and I understand that you need a great quarterback and a good quarterback on your team. But at the same time, man, they're giving these quarterbacks way too much money, and now pretty much everybody else on the team has to restructure their deal because of what type of deal he's getting. So we're going to see on today what the New York Giants do with Daniel Jones and his Daniel Jones effect. But it's going to affect a lot of quarterbacks going forth. It's going to affect Jared Goff. It's going to affect Joe Burrow. It's going to affect Justin Herbert and the rest of these guys. And even on today, it's going to affect Saquon Barkley. All right, you guys, I'll be back to you soon with another video. This is the Keeping It Raw podcast. Make sure you hit that subscription button and subscribe to the channel.